Hello everyone, welcome. In this session we will learn quality and productivity factors and managerial issues. Quality and productivity factor. When we involve in a software development or be a part of a software development project, there are certain factors that affect the quality and productivity of our software. And here are some that listed below are some of the factors which affects the quality and productivity of our software. The first one is individual ability. In a software project development, numerous number of people may involve in it, and each individual ability can affect its quality and productivity. There are two aspects to ability: the general competence of the individual and the familiarity of the individual with particular application area. The general level of competence is nothing but whether that particular individual know how to code a good program, and familiarity of the application area is nothing but whether that individual knows the functionalities of the project, which is nothing but, let us say, we are involved in a project development of an insurance sector, some kind of software we are developing in insurance sector. So the persons who are involved in that project should know about the insurances, how the insurance is working along. Only then they can perform the functionalities of that software perfectly. And the next factor is team communication, which is a major part of the software project development. As we learned before, project development may involve numerous number of people, and each individual has their own roles and responsibility. And to perform their roles and responsibility effectively, they have to communicate effectively with themselves, like communication between customers to managers, managers to programmers, or even programmers to programmers. And this communication can be increased by project reviews, code reading exercises, and so on. And the next factor is product complexity. In general, the level of product complexities are stated as application programs, utility programs, system level programs. Application programs include scientific and data processing programs, and utility programs include compilers, assemblers, linkage editors, and loaders. And system programs include data communication packages, real-time processing systems, and operating systems. Application programs have the highest productivity, and system programs have the lowest productivity as measured in the lines of code per programmer day. So, as the complexity increasing, the productivity of the project is decreasing. And the next factor is appropriate notation. Appropriate notation is nothing but having a good practices while programming. Having a good practice may lead to have a team communication among the team indirectly. And there is no particularly accepted, universally accepted notations when it comes to software engineering. And the next factor is systematic approaches. In every field, there are certain accepted procedures and techniques. And in software engineering, there are various procedures and techniques and approaches. But there is no approach that can manage all kind of situations in the software engineering. So, when it comes to software engineering, we use a combination of techniques, procedures, or approaches to handle those situations. And the next factor is change control. In most of the scenarios, the requirement of the project may not remain the same till the project delivery. The customer may want a slightly different project, slightly different, somewhat some changes in the project at the time of development, and the manager may also accept that, and then the software engineer might caught in between them and he has to change all the details in the project. And these minor changes in the source code may often become large when the cost of updating requirements, design components, test plans, and user manuals is added. And the software engineer has to take care that these minor changes will not affect the final product's quality and productivity. So, while planning for the software project must include the plans for change of control. And the next factor is level of technology. The level of technology used on a software project are like programming languages, machine environments, and software tools. The modern programming languages are more flexible and more ease of use when compared to the old programming languages. Mm, and it has the systematic analysis and design techniques, appropriate notation, structured coding, systematic techniques for examining the design documents and source code, and systematic testing. And when it comes to software tools, at the development stage itself, software developers are using many tools. For example, some IDEs which creates automatic code generations, and for testing which creates an automatic test cases, and definitely these things will increase the productivity of the software. And reliability. Reliability can be gained only with great care of analysis, design, implementation, system testing, and maintenance of the software product. But the reliability is indirectly proportional to the productivity of the software. When the reliability of the software is increasing, the productivity of the software is decreasing. And the next factor is available time. Let's say that a project can be completed with 5 programmers in 6 months of time, and we cannot rush that project by adding 3 more programmers, which means 8 programmers, and the project has to be completed in like 3 months of time. It cannot be effective. The project may be completed, but the project may not be effective one when compared to the 5 programmers for 6 months. So the project development will also have some time to become an effective software project. And the next factor is problem understanding. Fail to understand the problem will affect the quality of the project. There are several factors for the lack of problem understanding. Sometimes the customer may not know what he really wants as an end product, and sometimes the customers are not the end users, and in some scenarios the software engineer may not have the much knowledge on that particular application area. Then he finds it difficult to understand the real nature of the problem. So to overcome from these problems, the careful planning, customer interviews, task observation, prototyping, a preliminary version of user manual, a precise product specification can increase the both customer and developer understanding of the problem to be solved. And the next factor is stability of requirement. As we discussed in the change control, the stability of the requirement will also influence the quality and productivity factors, because if the requirements are keep on changing while developing the project, the quality and productivity of the project will definitely affected by it, and sometimes it may lead to not to be delivered at the stipulated period of time. And the next factor is the required skills. The software engineer requires a vast range of skills, the software engineer has to extract the information from the customer, that what the customer exactly need, and the software engineer should have the knowledge of the particular application area where he is working. And while programming, the software engineer should have a creative and good programming skills and problem solving skills. And while debugging those programs, he should have some detective skills to find out where the error is really arising. And while planning the test cases, he should speculate the questions like what if in every kind of situations. And while working with a team, the software engineer should have a good oral communication and social skills. And the next factor is facilities and resources. Before committing to any kind of project, we should analyze ourselves whether we have those particular facilities and resources to achieve that project goal. Without those facilities and resources required for that project, we cannot commit it into an project and pressure the programmers into that. And the next factor is adequacy of training. Each software engineer should have an adequate training. Baham has described the skills most lacking in entry-level programmers. His list includes the inability to express oneself clearly in English, develop and validate software requirements and design specifications, work within application area, perform software maintenance, perform economic analysis, work with project management techniques, and working in groups. The entry-level programmers has to improve these 7 set of skills in them. And the next factor is management skills. The software projects are mostly supervised by the managers, and these managers mostly doesn't have much knowledge on the programming skills. And sometimes the communication between the manager and the programmer will become difficult because of this, because the programmer cannot make the manager to understand the real situation, and sometimes the manager cannot express what the customer really needs to the programmer. So these kind of situations might arise, and if we appoint a programmably knowledgeable person as a manager, and if he doesn't have proper management skill, and it will also lead to an unsuccessful project. So the management skills with some programming skills are majorly required to manage a project. And the next factor is appropriate goals. The primary goal of software engineering is development of software products that are appropriate for their intended use. While setting the goals in the project development, we have to make sure that whether that particular goal is achievable or not. We have to set the goals of the project only if it could be achievable. And the final factor is rising expectation. There are two interrelated aspects of rising expectation. First one is The concern for how much functionality, reliability, and performance can be provided by given amount of development effort. And the second one is the issue of fundamental limitations of software technology. Progress is constantly being made in the development of tools and techniques to improve software quality and programmer productivity. However, the diversity, size, and complexity of these software applications are growing at much faster rate than our ability to cope with the increasing demand. Managerial issues. In general, the projects are supervised by the managers. Before getting into the managerial issues, let us see the roles and responsibilities of the manager. And here are the concerns of the project management. And the first one is methods for organizing and monitoring a project. The manager has to choose the best method to organize and monitor a project. And the second one is cost estimation technique. The manager has to take responsibilities and has to estimate the cost of that project. Resource allocation policies. And the manager has to allocate the resources for the project, and the resources might be human resources or else any infrastructural resources. Budgetary control. The project manager has to keep a track on the budget. The project should not exceed the current budget. Project milestones. Assessing the progress. The manager has to keep a track on the project whether it is going in a right direction. Reallocating resources and making schedule adjustment. In some scenarios, the project may not go as we planned in some resources, so the resources has to be reallocated and the schedule has to be adjusted according to those resources. And these responsibilities and this is also the role of the project manager. Establishing quality assurance procedure. The project manager has to make sure the quality of the project. Maintaining control of various product versions. If the current project has various versions, then the manager has to take control over all the product versions. And the next point is fostering communication among the project members. He has to make sure, the project manager has to make sure the communication among the project members are going smoothly. And the next point is communicating with customer. The project manager is sole responsible for communicating with the customers. And, the last point is developing contractual agreements with customers. And here also the project manager is solely responsible for developing the contractual agreements, the agreements between the customers and the organization has to be taken care by the project manager. Here are some of the problems identified as management problems. And the first one is planning for software engineering projects are generally poor. The first phase of the project development is planning, and it is a very basic step, and the planning is so poor. And the second one is procedure and techniques for selection of project managers are poor. So the procedures and techniques are the one which is followed throughout the projects, and the selection of those procedures and techniques are so poor. And the third point is the accountability of many software engineering projects is poor, leaving some questions as to who is responsible for various project functions, which means they are neglecting some of the responsibilities in the project area, or else we can say that they are not giving much attention to all the aspects of the project. And the next point is the ability to accurately estimate the resources required to accomplish a software development project is poor, which means the resource allocation is very poor. And the next point is success criteria for software development projects are frequently inappropriate. This results in software products that are unreliable, difficult to use, and difficult to maintain. Here, in this point, the success criteria is nothing but the project goals. The setting of project goals are very poor and inappropriate. When the project goals are not precise or accurate, then the result will be a disaster. Decision rules to aid in selecting the proper organizational structure are not available. Decision rules to aid in selecting the correct management techniques for software engineering projects are not available. Procedures, methods, and techniques for designing a project control system that will enable project managers to successfully control their projects are not readily available. Procedures, techniques, strategies, and aids that will provide the visibility of progress to the project manager are not available. Standards and techniques for measuring the quality of the performance and the quality of production expected from programmers and data processing analysts are not available. And these 5 points of the managerial issues are caused due to the lack of competence and ability of the manager and the lack of facilities and resources. Here are some of the methods for solving these problems. The first one is educate and train top management, project managers, and software developers. The top management has to define a protocols or a set of procedures to follow from the starting point to the ending point of the project, and the project managers and the software developers has to be trained according to those protocols. And the second point is enforce the use of the standards, procedures, and documentation. The management has to put a pressure on the project managers and software developers that they have to use the standards, procedures, and documentation while they are developing a certain project. And the third point is analyze data from prior software projects to determine effective methods. Before determining a specific method for a project, the project manager has to analyze the previous projects which are successfully completed, and they have to take a reference from the previous projects. And the fourth point is define objectives in terms of quality design. When we are defining a objective to a project, when we are defining a objective or goals to a project, and the goals has to be fulfilled all the quality assurance. And the next point is define quality in terms of deliverable, which means the quality which we are desiring should be achievable, which should be deliverable. And the next point is establish success priority criteria. We in the planning stage of the project itself, we have to rate the success ratio, and it should be successful one if we completed the project on time. And the next point is develop truthful, accurate cost and schedule estimates that are accepted by management and customers and managed to them. So while estimating the cost of the project, the project manager has to be estimated at most care, which has to be accepted both by the management as well as the customer. And the next point is select project manager based on ability to manage software projects rather than of technical ability or availability. So when we are selecting a project manager for a project, we have to go for a whether that particular individual has the managerial skill rather than of the technical ability. And the last point is make specific work assignments to software developers and apply job performance standards. So the project manager has to assign work to each and every software developer and has to keep a track on the performance of each and every individual. In this session, we have learned quality and productivity factors and managerial issues. In the next session, we can learn planning a software project. Thank you. This is Valamati signing off.